guys, 100 subscribers. Thank you very much. I'm so chuffed. And because of that, I've decided to make a custom Game Boy build for you guys. So check it out. This is the video here. I'm using a shell from retromodding.com. And yeah, I just hope you enjoy it. So here we are, guys. Here's the Game Boy that I brought in a recent video. Please go check that out. That was on the eBay box opening video. So here's the Game Boy. On the video I showed that it worked. It's just cosmetically damaged. As you can see, the screen's looking pretty poor, and it's just a very dirty console. So that's the Game Boy we'll be using. This will be our donor Game Boy, and we'll be using that today. The shell we'll be replacing it with is a very special shell indeed, and it is this one here. Now, I got this on eBay. I won this from an Instagram raffle. I will find out the name of the company that it came from, and I'll put it on the bottom of the screen for you guys. But here it is. It's very, very nice. It's sort of like a space effect. I remember I had to basically name it, and the top 5 names would get chosen. Comes with screws and everything there, which is lovely, and a little cover. And as you can see, this will be essentially the case that this new one will fit into. I've gone along and I've purchased a nice white screen off of eBay to go with that. Some white buttons, and some white rubber inserts for the inside of the controller. So the idea is, because it's the 100 subscriber special, I'll be just modifying this Game Boy the way that I want to, and then further on I'll add things such as a IPS screen and a USB-C port and all of that. So let's get into it. So here we are. Let's move that one out of the way. I've got my tri-ring tip screwdriver here, and we'll just take that one apart, take the back it off. As you can see, it's quite dirty on the inside, but like I said, I've checked it and it works well. So let's get this out. While I'm here, just want to say another big thank you to my first 100 subscribers. Although for you 100 might seem like a small lot, for me 100 is amazing. You know, when I first started the YouTube, I never thought that I would get to 100. So I'm very, very chuffed with that and very happy indeed. Maybe one day if I become a full-time YouTuber, I'll repay you 100 with something. I'm not 100% sure, but yes, thank you again. It does mean a lot. The last one's just here, so there we go. Take that one off. As you can see, just inside the Game Boy there is a ribbon cable. So you've got to pull that one out. Yeah, there's no fancy latch, it's just a pull. And there we are, 2 halves of the Game Boy. So what we'll do is we'll take the screen out first, I think, and then I'll move along and take the back out for you guys. So let's start with that screen. Just have to change my screw head from a tri-wing to a Phillips crosshead. Get these out. So yeah, a lot of screws to get through here. In the late 80s, early 90s, Nintendo loved an obscene amount of screws within their consoles. I mean, I think that followed through into the late 90s as well, with the likes of the N64. When I cleaned one the other week, it just had hundreds of unnecessary screws. But here we are. So just taking the front out. I will give these motherboards a clean with IPA, and I will put that on camera for you guys. So keep that, and yeah. That's all the screws removed. Now, this is a little bit tight, but you should just be able to give it a twist in the corners, and it should, there we go, pop out. Make sure you get the far end as well, because obviously you don't want to be ruining that. There we go, perfect. So, there's our screen, our speaker obviously, volume button there, contrast button there, sorry. Just give that a good clean with some IPA and a toothbrush, and that should get the dirt off that, and we'll use a cotton swabber around the screen. And here's the parts that I don't really need now, but I'll just take it out for you. As you can see, all the buttons and everything there. So there we are, that is completed the removal of the first motherboard, i.e. the screen. So we can move all of that out of the way and put that in this bag because I don't need any of it. So there we are, that's the first motherboard out. So I'll just set that to the side and I'll bring in the second motherboard for you guys here. So as you can see, I've got 2 screws at the bottom here, and then I've got 2 screws on this bit of the motherboard here. Again, very simply just remove, and then we've got to try and get these the metal pins out, metal springs that the battery would sit on. So it's a nice little bit of copper lift there, which is never great, but we'll see what we can do. There we are, that's the back screws out. Again, got to give this a little lift from the corners. That's off. Gives it a lift there we go. And we're out. So as you can see, it's the back motherboard now. Slot the cartridge goes in, and the wheel for volume, and some dirty metal pins, which is always good, but we can always clean that up. And here's the back. So I think the next thing I'm going to do, take that button out, next thing we'll do is take off the shield there, take off that heat shield, and I'll take out the metal springs in the bottom as well. So now I've got a little pot next to me here where I put all my screws on. I do it for all my videos. I do them into little sections, so I understand what screws come from what part. Otherwise I'll end up having a load of missing. I have had it once in a video where I did use this format and I still ended up with a screw missing. Don't know where, I think it was the N64 one, but I just could not see where it went. So luckily it was only one screw and it didn't matter. So there we are. There's the heat shield out now. Quite clean actually, to be fair. A little bit dirt on the back, but again, nothing a bit of IPA won't sort. And finally, we're going to try and get these springs out of the bottom and give them a clean. So on the camera there, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little spring there, and there's a little spring on the other side here where you use a screwdriver essentially and push it in, and then you can push them out. So give that a go. So as you can see, push the screwdriver in there, and then you get the screwdriver there and pushes it out, and there it is. Nice and easy. So same goes to the bottom 2, bit there, and push that one in and push down a bit. That's that one out, and push that one down as well. There we go. And now that's out as well, so perfect. So now we've got a completely de-shelled Game Boy. We've got the 2 motherboards that work, and we've got everything that needs to be cleaned. So we'll get set up to clean it, shall we? Oh, so I need a little bit. Smells fantastic, which is a weird thing to say, but it just does. So here we are. We're going to start with, move that off to the side. I'm going to start with the screen end here. I'm going to use some cotton buds on the screen. Just going to clean that up there and get all the residue off it. As you can see straight away, that dirt around the edge is coming off so nicely with this IPA. It's lovely. I love this stuff. It cleans very well. I'm just going to give around the edge quickly. As you can see from the dirt, I've got 2 for a reason. One to go around the edge and get all the major dirt off, the stuff on that screen, and I'm going to use another one to just go over the whole screen. So as you can see there, I'm going over the whole screen there. Just giving it a quick one. You can still see the stroke marks. Not as bad now. And we'll get the second, we'll get some IPA on this clean one, and we'll just clean across like that. Perfect. And there we go. Then we're going to use the other end, the clean end, just to dry. Don't need to, but I think it's always a good thing because I can still see a load of streak marks coming up. So it's best just to try and get as much of that off as you possibly can. Perfect. So that's nice and clean now. So now we're going to get the toothbrush, dip that into my IPA, and just give the motherboard a quick scrub, clean off all the dirt on the motherboard, all the connections, and then we'll flip over to the other side and repeat the process. Just helps, this toothbrush just helps get into the dirt. It's soft enough not to ruin the motherboard, but it's strong enough to flick any dirt or any bits of rubbish we don't need on it a bit. So I'm going to give that contrast wheel a good scrub there, get it down the side and get the nice IPA in it, helps it move, clears any dirt out of it, and then we're going to get the cleaner end of the cotton swab, and we're just going to clean in the gap there, and then we're going to move that contrast wheel a bit just to give it some movement. There we go. Then the final thing to do here is to again use the cleaner end of the cotton bud and just get that speaker. There's a load of dust and dirt on it, get around the edge a bit grim there, but I would say that's pretty clean. So beautiful. So that's that end half done. Nice and easy, nice and clean. And then we'll move on to the second one, the part where the cartridge goes. Again, same principle applies. For this one, I haven't really got to use a cotton bud because I haven't got too much soft touch. So I will just get in there with the brush straight away, the toothbrush straight away. Really get in there, really clean it up. You want to scrub across that button, the on and off switch at the top. You want to scrub the extension cable because that will clean out that inside, and then the volume wheel as well, give that a good scrub. That should clean all the dirt there, so if I give that a spin, it should spin quite nicely. Perfect. Now, the next part you want to really try and get into is the cartridge slot. So as you can see, I've just held it up like that. Toothbrush down the middle of it, that really cleans it all out in there. Clean on the top, and then the back of the cartridge slot as well, just to get any extra bits there. Clean that bit. Flip it over. Quick scrub on this side, because again, there's not too much on this side. There is that cable part that needs a good clean. Clean down here, see that there? Just down here, I don't know if you saw that, there's this silver part here, there's quite a bit of dirt on it. So I give it a good scrub. That seems to have cleared it. So now we want to try and clean the contacts where the batteries go, because they were a little bit dirty. You can see it quite visibly on the camera there. It might not come off, but it looks like it's corroded on there. Anyway, give the contacts a clean, just to help connectivity between the batteries. Yeah, it's rusted on there, so it ain't coming off. So that's okay though, because I know the console works. So we'll just give that a clean there. And we can move that one to the side, and that just leaves our last metal contacts that we've got to give it clean. So just give it a quick scrub. Again, IPA on the brush, quick scrub, but really get all the dirt off those contacts. Now the final point to clean is the shield that the game slots in behind. It's fairly clean, this one, but we'll just give it a quick going over with IPA again. Anyway, we can now get rid of this cleaning equipment and we can start putting this new Game Boy back together. What we're going to do is we're going to start with the back, start with this area here, and we're going to put these contacts back into the console. So, first way to do it, best way to do this is to go through the back. Now, there is a way of doing this, negative to positive. So, that was sitting there nicely, look at that. And the same goes for these two, negative to positive. So, one in there. And the same for this one. There you go, beautiful. So now they're in, our contacts are ready to go, and we'll just put that back cover on now. So now for the heatsink. So that one sits in like so. And what we'll do is we'll screw that one back together. So for authenticity, I've decided to stick with the older ones because it just looks better. And then the second one, I always try and go corners when I put things back together, just so it gives you an even distribution of stress across whatever part you're putting in. Therefore, it stops you from breaking anything or anything getting overstressed during its time inside the console. That one back there. So there we go, that's that one in as well. Now we have the motherboard, the bottom half, which sits in like this, with the points in there. Look at that, perfect, nice easy fit. Whoever designed this, perfectly designed, I'm not gonna lie. And that's ready to go. So it's a separate motherboard, so we can just get that in, get that going. 1 and 2. A couple of screws here to finish off this one. 1 and 2. So that's all in. Nice and perfect. Now the fun part, the front. So let's get these buttons and everything out. I've got some lovely plastic contacts there, and then I've got those buttons and a nice white screen there. Got a very nice white screen to go on it. Managed to get that now, so put that on there, and then that should slot very nicely into there. Look at that. That is beautiful. I was going to go with hot pink or light blue, but I'm very, very happy that I've gone with white. I think that looks superb. So, next part. So to start, we have the white start and pause button. They're like made of rubber, and then I'm going to put in the white, obviously all white, so I need to stop saying that, D-pad, and the 2 buttons, both the same. There we go. So the 2 buttons are in, the D-pad's in, and now we're going to put the covers on, 1 there and 1 there, for D, the buttons, and here's the one for the D-pad, and this one is ready to go. So back to this motherboard. Gonna get that speaker in first, best we can, with the slot in it. There we go, perfect. And then the motherboard should just sit nicely. Look at that, nice and easy. I love it when things come together like that. And we're gonna screw this back in. So all of these holes with the little circle around it are the points of screw contact. So here's one. Perfect, so that's that. Now, all that's left to do is to rejoin them and put the back on. By the looks of it, that bit slots in like so, and that closes on each other like that. Right, before I do this up, I'm just going to go and get some batteries to double check that that's in properly. I've got 4 batteries. Let's just flip it over, pull them in, and hope that screen turns on, and if it does, we can steer it up. So 4 batteries in, power on, screen's on. You love to see that. That's in. We can now do that up. So get those batteries back out. And we can screw this together now. Again, going to stick with the corners. And there you have it, our completed Game Boy. Just put that in there. We've got a nice little extension plug as well that came with it, so we can put that in there. Look at that. And finally, the bit that we all love, removing this film here. Come on. Look at that. Perfect. And there you have it, a very nice looking Game Boy. So here we have it, guys, the complete custom DMG-01. I really enjoyed making this video, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you very much to my first 100 subscribers. When I started up this channel, I didn't think that 100 was even going to be possible. I didn't think I'd even get that many. I just sort of started doing it as a hobby. But now I've hit 100, it's given me that motivation to keep going. So hit that like, hit that subscribe, stick around. There's a few more retro console things coming up, lots of shorts, and there's also some Call of Duty content coming through as well. So once again, thank you very much to the 100, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.